Did you hear the news? Did you hear what happened?
How did you get in here?
Did you hear what's going on?
No? Did you just come out of the closet?
Martin Scorsese says the Marvel movies aren't cinema.
What?
Yeah.
This is big.
Yeah.
You know what I need to do? I need to make a YouTube video about this.
I don't really think it's gonna do anything.
This is an important issue and the people need to know my position.
By the people, do you mean your 19 subscribers?
Yeah. All 19 of my subscribers. On October 4th, 2019, Martin Scorsese was asked what he thought of Marvel movies. Yeah, I know it's been like 5 months, but these videos take a while and I don't really care. But anyway, he said that they're not really cinema. They're more like theme parks. Now, to evaluate this claim, we need to lay out a definition of what makes something cinema, which is a really difficult task. Everyone has different definitions. I'm not even convinced there is one true definition. So for the time being, I'm fine to use the one Scorsese laid out himself. In his New York Times op-ed, Scorsese said there are 3 primary characteristics that distinguish cinema from audiovisual entertainment: complexity of character, confronting the unexpected, and taking risks. When Martin Scorsese says that Marvel movies don't meet these criteria, he has a point. On the whole, Marvel movies are comprised of stories that give variations on the hero's journey archetype. They're funny and enjoyable, but they don't actually take any risks. The protagonists all go through some emotional turmoil, but at the end of the day, they all have essentially the same character arc. They briefly struggle with the challenge of becoming a hero and probably have to deal with the death of a loved one, but then they rise through the challenge, defeat the bad guy, and have a happy ending. Much of the controversy around Scorsese's comments comes from people saying that Marvel movies still have value, since escapism and happiness have value. And this is true. Scorsese wasn't saying that Marvel movies have no value. He's just saying that they shouldn't be upheld as true cinema. But since they are, theater companies are promoting franchise films more and more at the expense of genuinely artistic films. Going to see a movie for the sole purpose of escaping from the terrible world we live in isn't a bad thing. We just have to draw a line. Let's call it the cinematic line. The line that separates entertainment from intellectual art. But if there's anything that we can take away from this, it's that we need to be able to enjoy our superhero movies without letting it detract from our appreciation of real art. Theater companies, as well as society as a whole, need to realize that there's so much more to movies than just escapism. You know, I just finished my YouTube video about Marvel movies. See, this is exactly what Scorsese was talking about. It's just a bunch of meaningless CGI action with no real emotion behind it. What were you doing?
I was looking for whoever asked you for your opinion, because I sure did not. Can we get back to the movie?
With drugs and weapons, they are overly policed.
Throw down your weapons and we can handle it.
That jumped from the ships, because they knew death was better than bondage.
You crying?
Dude, Black Panther just crossed the line.
What line?
That's the cinematic line, the line that separates mindless entertainment from artistic expression. I talked about it in my YouTube video. You didn't see my YouTube video?
No.
Okay, That's fine. Look, my point is, Black Panther just made me laugh and cry in 90 minutes. That's exactly the kind of emotional complexity Scorsese was talking about.
Yo, can I play the next movie now?
I need to update my YouTube video.
Why? You only have 19 subscribers.
Black Panther made me tear up. And not only that, it made me genuinely think about the themes of family heritage, power, and the responsibility that wealthy nations have to those around them. Guardians of the Galaxy made me tear up when Peter Quill sees his mom and realizes that he can move on from the mistakes of his past. The Winter Soldier made me feel the complexity of Bucky's identity crisis. And Spider-Man Homecoming made me feel genuinely afraid when Michael Keaton learns Peter's identity. There's no punching or kicking, just a scared teenage boy. These 4 movies made me feel emotions I never expected to feel during a Marvel movie. And even though most Marvel movies don't make me tear up, there's still some emotion within every movie. Usually it comes at the end of the second act when our hero is feeling like they're not enough to save the day, but then they get a heartfelt pep talk from someone they love. Now, granted, these moments are often predictable and only mildly emotional, so I'm not saying Marvel movies are artistic masterpieces. So, Martin Scorsese was mostly right about Marvel movies. Overall, they still prioritize escapism over emotional complexity, but I wouldn't go so far as to call them theme parks. There's still at least a little bit of emotion in each movie, and with emotional complexity, movies can create meaning. There usually isn't a whole lot of meaning, and often the meaning is pretty generic, but still, there are some notable exceptions. And as Marvel has been around for the past decade, we've seen their movies grow to be more nuanced and complex. Well, that is, until one movie. There's one movie Marvel released that had no deeper meaning. It had no emotional depth or nuance. It had nothing interesting to think about, and it didn't have any messages to send. Not only did it use action and violence in a meaningless way, it used violence to strip away any positive meaning the movie possibly could have had. And it happened just like that. Our next video is going to be the case against Avengers Infinity War. After that, we'll wrap up our 3-part series on Marvel by talking about Avengers Endgame. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. Thanks for watching.